Just going over a few of the other matches, Neville versus Austin Aries. Any thoughts there?
Yeah, I mean, I like Neville's in-ring work. I'm not too familiar with the 205 Live stuff. It's, I watch it when it's on Raw, but
yeah,
I like the stuff I like the heel turn with Neville. I think they do a good job with that. I thought, actually, you know what? I thought that was is it Jack Gallagher? Is that how you say his name? The match he had at Fastlane, that was probably the sleeper match of that whole card.
Yep.
The Neville, Jack Gallagher match. So they can put on a good show.
Yeah.
For sure. I'm just not super interested, but.
Yep. I'm thinking Austin Aries takes that one.
Yeah.
And then you have Cena, Nikki Bella versus Miz and Maurice.
Oh, Cena and Nikki Bella. If we're doing predictions, it's Cena and Nikki Bella. But that's been, talk about must-see TV. Some of the promo stuff they've done has been hilarious.
I will say this. I giggled with Miz being Cena.
Oh, that's exactly it. Yeah.
I giggled. Mm-hmm. But corny. But yeah,
it's a throwaway.
It's a throwaway, yeah. And then of course we have Bayley versus Sasha Banks versus Charlotte versus Nia Jax. I'm thinking Bayley. I think if they're going to give this girl a push, or this is where Sasha Banks shows her true colors.
Heel turn,
yeah.
Oh no, that's what I was going to say was Sasha Banks heel turn. But again, if it's not at WrestleMania, it'll be the night after.
Yeah, the night after. Yeah, exactly. So if you don't see it at WrestleMania, it may happen on Monday night. And big news coming out of the internet wrestling world, pretty much internet rumor right now, I guess. But Dave Meltzer, he's like pro wrestling writer god.
Yeah, I've been reading stuff since the
80s. Has pretty much come out, and another, internet wrestling community websites have come out stating that WWE is in the process or negotiations with buying Ring of Honor Wrestling.
Yeah, that's huge, man. That's a huge deal, because is it Vince trying to take out his competition again, like we saw 15, 20 years ago? Oh my God, it's like it's trying to repeat itself a little bit, because they tried to go after Impact Wrestling, mainly for their library. Though they could care less about the talent that they have, which they have some okay talent there. But is this going to be for their library, or is this going to be for their talent and just crush the company kind of a thing? I'd say it's twofold. I think the A1, yes, the library, because look at who's on their roster right now. Yep. Half their roster is Ring of Honor. Yeah, namely Seth Rollins and Kevin Owens. Yeah. Oh my. Yeah. I mean, at one point, years and years ago, CM Punk was there. And even Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan was there. Yeah. But he was Bryan Daniel. Yeah. It was so their TNA, excuse me, Ring of Honor's catalog is a quarter of his roster now. So of course he can run it on his network, and if he owns the rights to all of it. And then, like I said, he would absorb the talent, and he would bring some up to the main roster, the top 2 or 3 guys, and the rest of them would go to NXT until they needed to get called up. But is it good for the business? Is that the question? I don't. It's not good for the business, because the thing that drives the business is competition. Mm-hmm. Well, in any business, really, what drives is competition. You take out, now this is what happened 15 years ago, is that Vince bought out World Championship Wrestling, crushed them, put them out of business, and then what happened? It was like, okay, now all we're left with is, at the time, the WWF. It's like, yeah, but I was just, whoever was booking at that point, I mean, it's so long ago now, I don't even know who it was. When they bought WCW, they had the potential and the amount of roster. They could have ran that angle for 2 years You know, they could, maybe not the invasion so much part, but if they would have kept the NWO going, which the WWE version of the NWO, they did the smart thing. They downsized it back to the original 4 guys, 4 guys. Like it was Hall, Nash, and Hogan.
Right.
But they downsized it. They ruined it, but you know, what I'm getting at is, you have, if they did supposedly buy Ring of Honor, if it came to fruition, they could do so much with it, especially with 2 shows now with SmackDown and Raw. They could do so much with it if they did it right.
Well, this requires the Wombat writing crew to get it right.
Yeah.
And I don't see them getting it right. So I think they're just going to take their best talent, put them up on the main roster, put them down in NXT. The rest of them will find jobs at Impact Wrestling and New Japan, and CZW or Evolve is another one.
Evolve, yes, correct.
And you know, the PWG, Pro Wrestling Guerrilla, is another.
Oh, okay.
Just they'll probably do that. Now the question is, what talent do they have? What top talent do they have that the WWE would want? I mean, they have the library. I mean, and AJ Styles is part of that library too, so that kind of gives fans, some background of some of his work there. But it's like, okay, what talent do they have that the WWE would want? Well, you have Adam Cole, you have the Young Bucks, Jay Lethal, the Hardys. They are the tag champions, and I believe Kenny Omega has made some appearances for them as well. Now, sidebar. I got to use sidebar. What are those wrestlers' contract situations with Ring of Honor? Yeah. Are they signed long term? Are they signed short term? If Vince does go through with this and buys them, are they even going to hang around? Or will they just say, you know what, I only have like a month left on my contract. I don't want to work for you. I'm just going to sit at home.
Or I'm going to Japan. I'm going
to wait for my contract to expire. And I'll just, I'll just work it like that.
Yeah.
I mean, because the Young Bucks have proven, and Adam Cole and Kenny Omega and Jay Lethal, that they can make a living without working for the World Wrestling Entertainment organization.
Yeah, but I think at one point in time, I don't think Jay Lethal did, but I know that Kenny Omega had worked for the WWE in the past.
I think it was years ago before,
he
obviously.
Got fired.
Yeah,
he got let go. And I'm just saying, like, there's history there with some of them.
With some of them, but they see the stars that they are now, worldwide. I mean, because a Ring of Honor has an agreement with New Japan that they would go back and forth. And what does that mean for them?
Yeah.
As far as like their situation, as far as like with the New Japan, who knows? I mean, now one thing that we want to make clear is that this is the exploratory negotiation side of it. Or that's where it's at right now. Whether this goes down or not, who knows? But if this does go down, this is a huge hit in the wrestling business.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, yeah. I mean, it's because TNA's been floundering a bit. They had a small resurgence with the Broken Matt Hardy stuff and the Hardy Boys, but they've been floundering for quite a while. And Ring of Honor's been quietly putting out a good product for 5 years at least.
They're easily the number 2.
Yeah.
Promotion, easily.
And with the cross between them and New Japan, whatever the deal is with that, they have definitely built themselves up as, like you said, the runner-up, as they say.
The runner-up, yes. The bridesmaid, in this case. But it's, because if you think about it, if Ring of Honor does go away, what are you left with? Impact Wrestling? Good Lord. I hope not.
Yeah.
I mean, because how much did a lot of talent was left because they still owe them money? Why did Bobby Roode leave? He's owed money. Or was owed money.
Haven't they gutted their roster basically?
Pretty much. Yeah. I mean, there's really not much left there. So really, something like this would be an absolute detriment to the business. It gives wrestlers one less place to go.
Yeah.
To make a living. And I'll tell you, an organization that's kind of creeping up a little bit is Lucha Underground. Mm-hmm. They're another organization that's a nice alternative. But it's like, as soon as somebody becomes a strong number 2, they're going to go in there and buy them.
Yeah. It's the corporate philosophy, the corporate takeover.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, more to come with the story, obviously, but personally hoping that they don't buy them. If it's just for their library, okay, that's cool. I mean, because they need.
Oh, I think that's what it is. I think that's half of it is because you have this. How much time and money do they have invested in that network?
Oh my God!
And you have top 5 guys on your roster whose catalogs they don't have. I mean, once we started discussing this, think about that. They don't own anything from TNA, and they don't own anything from Ring of Honor. So AJ Styles, who's either your 1A player or 1B player in however you want to look at it, you have none of his back catalog. None of it.
Yeah, and you can get some good stuff with Seth Rollins and Ring of Honor and all that stuff. Maybe not so much CM Punk, but
that's a huge deal.
Yes,
especially when you're basing your business off of this network now because you've moved everything over there. All your pay-per-views, everything you do is revolving around that network. Yep. So, and your top, like I said, 5 guys, there might be 3 of your top 5 guys were from this place where you have no catalog from. So it's going to be interesting, that's for sure.